So now that you know how to find molar mass from the periodic table, now we need to be able to use that information to help us convert between the number of moles of a substance and the mass, how much it weighs. So you will use molar mass as your conversion fraction to do that. Converting between mass and moles. First strategy is if you have a quantity in moles and I'm asking you to solve it into or convert it into mass or grams. So the question here is how many grams will 3.5 moles of sodium hydroxide weigh? What you're going to need to do is to be able to figure out that the molar mass of sodium hydroxide from the periodic table is 23.0. That's the mass of one sodium. Oxygen is 16.0 and hydrogen is 1.0. So altogether, sodium hydroxide has a molar mass of 40.0 grams in 1 mole. Okay, so that's just the conversion fraction. To do the problem, we need to start with the quantity given to us. The quantity given to us is 3.5 moles. We're then going to set up a conversion fraction bar that we will multiply our given quantity by. And in this conversion fraction, we want to make sure to get rid of the unit that we started with. We need to cancel moles out. So we're going to put in our conversion fraction, we're going to put the unit of moles into the denominator. The unit we're trying to go to is grams, so I'm going to put that in the numerator. And then the numbers that go in here, you're always going to put a 1 next to the mole, and you have to ask yourself, well, 1 mole of this substance weighs how much? So 1 mole of this substance, sodium hydroxide, weighs 40.0 grams. Well, I think you can see here when you multiply these two numbers together, moles will cancel with moles, and then you will multiply these two numbers out together. 3.5 times 40 is going to give you, I believe, 140. We need to limit ourselves to 2 significant figures. We had 2 significant figures to start, and we are not going to let the molar mass conversion fraction limit us. So we have 140 grams is the final quantity that we are interested in calculating. So the other approach in converting between mass and moles is if you are given a quantity in grams, you're given mass, and you're being asked to figure out how many moles that is. All right, so this problem here says how many moles are represented by 80.0 grams of NaOH. Well, we already know that the molar mass of NaOH is 40.0 grams per 1 mole. So we're going to use that to help us convert, but let's see how this problem is different. In any conversion problem, you always start with the quantity given. In this case, we are starting with 80.0 grams of NaOH. Now we're going to multiply that by a conversion fraction. This time we're going to put grams in the denominator and moles in the numerator because we need grams to cancel out. In these conversion fractions, you're always going to put 1 next to the mole. So 1 mole of this substance weighs how many grams? Well, we already know that information from the previous problem. But notice that in this point, in this particular problem, grams will cancel, but now we're dividing by this molar mass. We're not multiplying. So 80 divided by 40, of course, is going to give you the quantity of 2. We're going to maintain significant figures. 80.0 had 3 sig figs to begin with, so we're going to end up with 2.00 moles as our final answer for this problem. So converting between mass and moles, you use the molar mass as your conversion fraction. Whether you're multiplying or dividing by the molar mass will depend on whether you are given grams or if you are given moles to begin with. All right, that's it. That's how you convert between mass and moles. We'll see you back in the classroom.